Welcome back to another episode of Fig Life. It is me, John Wanglin, Johnny Podcast in here. Excited to be here for another great episode of Fig Life, and I'm always excited to be here with my partner in crime, the one, the only, the illustrious, the real deal, heel himself, the world television champion, Richie Reardon, man. Richie, what's going on, dude?
Not much, man. I am joined with this beautiful belt. It is signed by everybody who ever carried the WCW World Television Champion, with a few additions there. Tony Schiavone, I just had to get that added on there. But hey, man, nonetheless, great belt. My favorite of all time. Every once in a while, you guys are going to see this appear. So there it
Yeah.
is in all its beauty. Love it. I'll go ahead and set this aside, though, because we got some business to get to with Figs. So
Yeah, we do, man. We got some great picks here for everything, man. So let's just get right into it tonight here. And I'm excited to see a couple of the ones you got because I'm super jealous of definitely one of them you just picked up. So I'm going to lead it in with that, man. You had totally just a score of the week, man. So what was your score of the week for this week, my friend?
dude, I'm telling you, this figure used to be around, so available and so well priced. You could get it all over the place for a long time at a very cheap deal. But unfortunately, they canceled this series. It's one of the ones I've loved the most, and I'm trying to get my hands on it over every single one. I've done a pretty good job so far. I have a little over 3/4 of this set now. There's some rare ones that cost some money, so of course it takes some time to get that stuff. But of course, I'm talking about the WrestleMania 3 version of the Macho Man, Randy
Love it.
Savage. Absolutely. Total great deco, excuse me, on the cape there that they did. You look at the headband, they got everything, the pose, all the good stuff the Macho Man wore in this match. And what a fucking incredible match it was. You go to the back here, you got a nice star cutout window so you could see the back of the cape, and they did a great job on that thing, man. A lot of people are
Flawless.
making customs of these robes, but I think they did a great job on this one, so I'm definitely leaving it in the box and leaving that cape on there. Of course, this is based off their March 29th meeting there in 1987, where they had a record setting crowd of 93,173 that gathered to be a part of history in the making at WrestleMania 3. So this was, of course, the legendary Ricky the Dragon Steamboat versus Macho Man Randy Savage for the Intercontinental Championship. So that's
Dude.
what this figure's based off of. And get one more view of that thing, man. They knocked it out of the park.
That's flawless to me, like that design on that one, man. That's flawless, to be honest with you.
One of the best figures I think Mattel has ever made, and it's very underrated just because so many other Macho Mans were made. And they had, I think they had another one that was really good. It was the first figure that Macho Man had on the Mattel line, because he was in bad terms with WWE for so long. Unfortunately, he passed away pretty soon thereafter, so he didn't get to see much more of his figures made.
Hmm.
But this is a great representation of that. So
Man, that's a beaut. I've been wanting that one forever, man. It's a pretty pricey one, and you got it at score of the week, though, man. So we
this
we do
is
share price on scores of the week. So tell them why it's the score of the week, and tell them how much it usually retails out for.
This is a score of the week because used to you could pick this thing up for $20, no problem. It was all over the place. But it's becoming so rare, dude, that it's going for probably 3 times that. So I've seen it for 60, I've seen it for 45. But you can't touch it for less than 40, 40, $50. So I actually scored this for that $20 bill and
Hmm.
picked it up on Mercari for $20. Guy had it on there for 5 minutes. It had popped up because I have it in my search bar, which is another technique me and John, we stress all the time to people to use. Put your
Hmm.
quick searches out there, man, because when something pops up, it alerts you. And
Hmm.
I saw this thing and I nabbed it for $20. So what a steal!
Yeah. eBay even sends stuff out to people too for everybody just so they know when they see your trends on your watch list and what you liked, they'll send you things all the time with all the things that are similar or close to it as well if you do that. So just know that's how you find a lot of the good things that you want out there. So right, good call there, Richie, to actually tell that because I don't think a lot of people know that. So I've learned it just over time and it's pretty cool. So that's a beaut, man. I love that fucking one. That's one I'm gonna get here definitely this year. And you got another one for another day on him, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely, it's coming in here real soon. We'll do a mail call segment, and I'll unbox it live on the show for y'all. It's gonna be a good one.
Absolutely, man. So let's move into a stamp of approval now, and I'll lead off on this one here. So Stamp of approval is something that me and Richie just love, think it's great, and it's a pick of ours individually that was just something that we just give total thumbs up to and just put them over the moon just for how good it is. So that's, if you're first time listener, that's what stamp of approval is. This is another one that I've been wanting for a long time. I've alluded since the beginning on it. I've wanted for a long time. It can get a pretty hefty price tag on it as well. You know, sometimes you're looking at over $100 for it, depending upon the time. Usually it'll find about 70 to 90 range. I've seen this at. I got this for a score of a price. I got this for $40, and with shipping it was 50. And I'll say that right there because we are kind of giving a little bit out with scores of the week. So this could be a score and it's a stamp of approval, but I wanted it for a long time. So I got the illustrious ShockMaster.
Man, you are lucky devil, man. I want that figure so bad.
It's a beaut, man. It's a beaut. Like I said, $40 plus shipping. I couldn't beat the price on it. This is one of the ones where I stayed out in the auction and I waited it out to the last second. I won this at the last second because there wasn't a lot of people on it originally. So I know enough to know that they're all swooping in at the last minute. So I hooked in on this, and for whatever reason, I got it for $40 this night. So I'm super happy about that. And this is just flawless, man. If you don't remember the Shockmaster, type in Shockmaster, go look up on YouTube. It's one of the most illustrious botches in the history of wrestling. And poor Tugboat here, man, fell right over in this stupid stormtrooper glitter hat, knocked it over, and literally on air, everybody's laughing at him and what happened to the whole thing. So it's pretty gosh darn funny, man. I'll just say that. But this is in perfect condition right here. This box, this has been on card, hands down. I have bought from this seller a lot, and he is great, man. Just does what he's supposed to do. If you see a lot of the classics out there on him, I'll find you a screen name later for you guys to throw it out there to give him some business. But he's a great guy over there. He's always fair. If you buy a lot from him on eBay, he doesn't do what a lot of people would do and charge you crazy amounts of shipping for each figure. He charges you the flat rate of the box, and that's it. That's hence why I always, when I see his stuff, go to it. And the Shockmaster came from him, so I knew it was going to be in perfect shape. It's just really great, man. So it's got the glittery helmet. It's got the big wool coat he's wearing. And then no other figures or anything inside of this here. Here's the back of it right here. This has a really nice line right here, too, that they have in it of different people in this line right here. So they had Dr. Death, Steve Williams. Let's flip it around so I can get them all.
That Undertaker is incredible, by the way.
It's all good, man, on these ones here. They had Giant Machine, who was Andre the Giant. A lot of people don't know that. They had the original Sheik, which is not the Iron Sheik, but the Iron Sheik is in this line too. They had Junkyard Dog. They had Dangerous Danny Davis, the referee. They had Matt Hardy, the Shockmaster. Bret Hart, Mr. Fuji. And another one that is on my top list of ones I'm looking for that I'm hoping to get over the next few months is the WWE Classic Ming character. Another commands a pretty hefty price tag out there on Ming stuff, so I really like this one. And the Dr. Death Steve Williams one is really nice too. That's another one.
Commands a hefty price though as well. I saw one tonight for $120.
I believe it, man. I believe it. Cheapest I've seen Ming going at is like a fucking $90 to $100, man. Like that's the cheapest I've seen for him. Dr. Death's a pricey one too, because for whatever reason in this line, you'll see the Iron Sheik in this line. You'll see the Matt Hardy. You'll see the Bret. This is the cheap Bret Hart version of it. It's probably the worst one in my opinion that they did in this line.
The blue and black.
This is, I'm colorblind here. It's not blue, I don't think. It's the purplish one.
Oh, okay.
This is his WrestleMania 2 getup that he's in right here for anybody.
Gotcha.
He's got the singlet on, and then it's like pink in the legs. So this was his WrestleMania 2 gear. The Mr. Fuji one's nice too. That's a really good job. But primarily what you see in this line here is the Matt Hardy. You'll see the Shockmaster, the Iron Sheik.
Pretty crazy that they chose not to put the helmet and the jacket on him in that picture there.
Yeah, on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting with it, like that they did that. But yeah, you can see what old Tugboat looks like, and it's a pretty bad picture too because his big guts hanging out in the back of it too, man. And he's got the man tatas hanging out there in it as well. Tugboat wasn't necessarily known for his sterling physique there, man.
Yeah, no doubt. You know, one of the things about the Shockmaster is a lot of people don't know he had God, what do you call that when you fall asleep?
Narcolepsy.
Narcolepsy. Thank you. he had narcolepsy, and so when this was being ready to be shot, of course you saw him fall through because he fell asleep. So he did an interview on the Edge and Christian show and told them about it and everything. So tough situation, man, but it made him a star. So it was
It's a
definitely
fun.
legendary.
It's a classic, man. And if you guys have never seen it before, if you're a new wrestling fan, a younger wrestling fan, or if you've been a wrestling fan and don't remember this or just never watched this for whatever reason, just type in ShockMaster debut on YouTube, and you can enjoy it. I'll tell you this, you got to go watch it just for the simple fact is they have the old Ole Anderson out there who's doing the voice of him in this. And the idiots that made the prop, and he couldn't see this too, along with falling asleep and having the narcolepsy to it. The idiots that made it built this piece of wood that stuck out that he tripped on too when he went through it to go through it. And then he falls through the plyboard. His helmet, this glitter like stormtrooper looking cap he's got on, just falls over. And Ole Anderson, who was one of the most notorious assholes in the wrestling business and like Stone Cold people, is laughing into the microphone because he's doing his voice. Then you heard British Bulldog bust out laughing and leaving the set. You had the Harlem Heat in there laughing their ass off, man. Everybody, I think, but Sid was the one that really broke it. Even the fucking Sting in there, you could see was getting them. You could hear the back laughing. It's pretty classic shit, man. I'm just gonna say that. It's funny. It's one of the fucking funniest botches in the history of wrestling. So it's almost as funny as watching a Nia Jax match. So,
ouch.
Ooh, or Nyla Rose too. Sorry,
Throwing the shots.
Oh yeah, Nyla Rose pissed me off online today, but I didn't want to do.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah, another day. Listen to the podcast for that one.
Absolutely.
I'll just say that. Listen to the podcast for it. Well, close this out, man. You got a great one for a stamp of approval, and it's a good friend of the show and great guy in general. So, what do you got for the next one?
Yeah, so I've had some interactions with this guy over the past few days, and kind of stay tuned for the future on this. But had to feature a figure just in his honor for tonight. God, man, this guy is so incredibly nice. Takes all the time in the world for the fans, and so I had to represent him, in the best fashion that he's been made figure wise on the show. And I'm talking about the Series 17 Zack Ryder figure.
Sign.
Yeah, sign, man. Definitely a great figure. Woot woot woot. It has the Internet Championship, which is the only Zack Ryder figure to have that. So if you want it, you got to get this one.
Love it.
Got his iconic bright orange glasses that he wears in his hand there. The broski rocking his style as always. Great picture on the front here, by the way, with the whole phone thing going on. Just love this figure, man. And of course, he signed it. You look on the back here. You got a lot of information on his career and stuff. You guys can check that out. But he's 6'1", 214 pounds. He's been a United States champion and a tag team champion. This was, of course, before his Intercontinental run, so they didn't include that on here, of course. The signature move is the Rough Rider. And, of course, the other people that came in the series was Kelly, Sheamus, Kofi Kingston, John Cena in his Rise Above Hate t-shirt. And then you had the first time in the line, Mick Foley, Mankind. So definitely
nice.
A cool series, man. Great figure, great guy. Had to represent him on the show. And stay tuned for more big things from this guy with us. So
Absolutely, man. Zach's a class act, man. Just a guy that cares a ton about his fans and everything. And got a great Patreon. It's got a great podcast. You got me hooked on the Major Brothers Wrestling podcast. And
whoa! Everybody calls it that. I gotta fix it, man. It's the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast.
Oh, whatever. That wasn't that the original name of it, the Major Brothers Wrestling Podcast.
No, they've always called it Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. But his dad tried doing a cameo for them before the show, and he kept fucking it up and calling it that. So it's pretty funny.
There you go. Even his dad did it too.
Yeah, it's so funny, dude.
Oh, you gotta love it, man. Him and his dad are hilarious with one another, man. Like you could see the strong bond that they have.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's great to hear all the stuff and be in touch with them, man. They're such great guys. So
absolutely, man. And they're fans of the business too, which makes it even cooler with them. Just good dudes all around, man. Always nothing but respect for them, and they got a great show there, man. So definitely go check it out. Check out all their stuff. They're on YouTube as well. You can find out anything with these guys. And their Patreon it doesn't even go above $10.
Yeah, crazy, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
Yeah, $10, man. You can get access to everything over there. So seriously, if you're into figs and collecting and you want to interact with the WWE superstars, a guy, when you look at, Ryder there, man, he's won every belt but the heavyweight title. And
Yep.
Hawkins has been there for a long time off and on too, and is one of the unsung heroes of the WWE for all the time. How he's
Former
helped.
tag team champion.
Yeah, he's trained some of the best people out there to come in and help out.
Chris Statlander was his finest protege.
There you go. I mean, it says it all. The proof's in the pudding, the stuff that he's done. He's been handpicked by people to come back out and help him out with. Didn't he help Batista for his WrestleMania? He was his main trainer, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so people can say he's a jobber or whatever it is. He doesn't win, but I don't buy that shit. When Batista's calling
Gotta
out,
have those guys too and part of the show, man.
you do. And you know what? When Batista's asking for you to be the one to train him, to get him back in ring shape and to make sure he's proficient in the ring, that's a big sign, man. There's a Hall of Famer as he's going into Hall of Fame this year. So there's a Hall of Famer that's saying, I want to come back for my one last match and I want to get in ring shape. So this is who I want to work with me. And he picked Hawkins there. So smart guy, man. Good guys too. And love checking out their stuff. And I know you guys, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you check out their stuff too. And if you're not, go check it out. So they're the OGs of this stuff, man. They're the originals, the ones that started all this cool stuff, and gave people like us the idea to do it. So big ups to them, man. Anything you want to close us out with tonight, my friend, for this episode?
Well, before we close out, man, is there some things that you're looking at buying, or you got anything on the list to get?
I got a lot on the list, man.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
I mentioned a few earlier tonight, and with the Ming one is one I really, really want. I'm looking for Demolition Smash, like for a decent price. I can find them.
I'm right here, bro. What are you talking about?
You are the smasher. I know this. I'm really bummed that you haven't given me one of your classics yet, because it's seriously, man. It's like you should be doing that for your best friend here, man. Like we're better than that, man. We're tag team partners in this. I know I'm not Axe or Crush, but come on, man. Like seriously. Not cool.
We'll get you one over there, brother.
All right. I've been wanting forever, man. So it's one I've been wanting, and it's one of the reasons too, is because I just picked up the Axe one of it in the classics line, so I want to be able to get the pair of it. I've been into the tag team stuff more, buying a lot of the tag team things. What else is on my watch list? The WWE Classic Zeus one, I really, really want. And then Strike Force. I want the Strike Force WWE Classic really bad. Totally love it, man. It's awesome. And I want some of the Elite line stuff. I want to get their whole line. I want to get that Cassius Ono one that seems to elude everybody.
Oh, dude. That's a great figure right there, bro.
It's nice one.
I'm telling you, they knocked that one out of the park with the deco, the sweatshirt that they got in there. The knockout artist is just tremendous. So
it's super hard to find, man.
It is.
Yeah, they go for
that's the distribution problems that everybody talks about, man, with Mattel getting their fucking product around. So that's just is what it is. You see it at all the Walmarts and Targets and stuff. They don't have shit for selection. So
yeah, that's one I want to pick up too, man. I really want to pick that one up a lot. And then I want to pick up the Elite Flashbacks one with Goldust too. I've been looking into that since I saw that one with that guy that was friggin' painting it up wrong and all that. I really, really want that one for Goldust too. So I'm sure I'm going to have a million more that's on my watch list here over the next few weeks, and different ones that I haven't mentioned tonight. And we'll see if I can pick them all up over the next few months. But what do you got, man? What are you looking for, buddy?
So right now I'm looking for the OGs of the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, the purple release. Been looking for those for a while. I just got the blue and orange New York Mets themed ones. And full disclosure, I've already traded with somebody I'm not going to mention on the show. I got a certain number that this person wanted, and of course I sent it to him already. So he's going to get that, and then of course I'm getting one of his as well. So I'll show that on the show when it gets here. So both those will be featured on the show. I'm also looking for the Spanish version of the Galoob series Lex Luger. What a great representation. I have two other Galoobs right now, mint on card, the Stinger and Brian Pillman. So I got to get Luger. Looking forward to get that in my collection. I'm also looking for the Legend Series Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. I think that's the best representation of those two guys, besides, of course, the Classic Superstars, of course, that you've showed on the show. I'm also getting into the foam stuff, man. Anybody who has some foam fingers or any of that nature, long as it's like 80s, 90s theme, I'm cool. The only new ones that I want are like, Zack Ryder, stuff like that. So hit me up over on rickybobby112@gmail.com or on Twitter or Facebook as well. And I'll give that at the end of the show. And we'll work out some deal.
Absolutely, man. Any deal can be worked out for sure. And good picks on those, man. I'm telling you, the merch stuff has been a lot of fun to look into more now. I know you've been getting into it, and so have I. So it's cool to kind of find some of the stuff and different things that you can get, and just go seek it out there too. So it's all part about the collection. I get kind of like a high, from going off
Yeah.
and finding stuff, and then knowing I'm getting a steal of a deal on it and looking at it, and when it finally comes in, it's like kind of like, I know maybe to some people listening, it might sound stupid, but you get a little bit of a rush out of it because like
No,
it's
it,
really
it
cool.
doesn't sound stupid at all, man. It's the chase of the hunt and the
Yeah,
feeling
it's
of the
fun.
hunt and everything. It's great.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Like to just go out there and see if you can score the best deal possible and go out there and find something that's rare, that might not be out there that much or something that you really wanted and craved to get. So it's just one of those things. I find a lot of fun to do, man. So
For sure,
that's
man. The more obscure, the better for me. I like all the catalog items they used to release and stuff like that. Like, it's so much fun to look for that kind of stuff. That's why I'm into the foam fingers and stuff now. I just got a 80s Hulk Hogan that just looks freaking like they bought it at the stadium yesterday, dude. So I'll be showing that on the show on our merch stand, and you guys will really enjoy that. So when it comes in, you guys will be the first to know.
no doubt, man. Well, we really appreciate it, guys. Richie, where can everybody find you at, my friend?
You can find me over there. DMs are always open on Twitter. I_Reardon. That's REARDON. You can also find me on Facebook under Richie Reardon. Just look me up. My ugly mug's on there, and you can chat with me, and we can talk about figures or whatever, man. Also, we're knocking out that third episode, the third installment of the Benoit tragedy on Wrestling Anonymous. Each and every week, you can find me here probably 3 to 5 times on Fig Life, and then we got the Rad Turtles Wrestling, of course, with the Wednesday Night War review and the flagship show where we cover SmackDown and all the news going on in wrestling. Of course, I'm over there on Wrestling with Reality as well, and we cover all the topical stuff. We've done a great episode on Tessa Blanchard, Lars Sullivan, all the breaking news in the wrestling world. We cover it, and we try to do a good job for you guys.
Yep, no doubt, man. No doubt whatsoever. Awesome stuff, buddy. You guys can check me out on Twitter at WWR Podcast. DMs are always open. Reality Check Podcast Network over on Instagram. rcpodnetwork.com is our website, store, podcast links, you name it, it's going to be up there or it is up there. And then you can check me out on Wrestling with Reality 3 to 5 times a week. At least you're getting shows. We do everything from every wrestling area that's out there, WCW, TNA. We don't do review shows, but we do a lot of topical, fun topics, trending topics, big topics. The last ones that me and Richie did last week was we were going over the Bella's Hall of Fame induction. We broke it all down by the numbers. We gave an opinion piece on us, what we thought they deserved to be in. We talked about a little bit of some of the potential Hall of Fame people that I haven't mentioned yet for this year that might be coming up too that we've heard. And then we did some just really cool episodes earlier in the week on different stuff. We talked about the Goldberg versus Fiend match up at Super Showdown that's coming up, why it could be a potential that the Fiend may not win. And that's just a touch of what we do all the time on the topical shows. So that's just a small touch. And as Tony Schiavone, the great Tony Schiavone always says, Richie, man, we're out of time, brother. We will be back, though, with another episode in the next day or so. So make sure you guys check it out. It's going to be another great episode here. We hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you subscribe. If you didn't, please hit that notification to get it. And keep coming back. Show us your collections. Send them out. Send us some pictures. There's a million ways to get a hold of us. If you want to be a guest on the show, want to put some stuff out there, hit us up, too. We'd be happy to have you on. And we appreciate your support. And we will be back on Fig Life for another episode this week. And we appreciate all the members of the Fig World Order, man. And you guys can always know with us when you're part of the Fig World Order, Richie. What are they, man?
For life.
Boom.